Weather by Tiny Bob is a truly delightful app, unraveling the science behind rain and shine with gorgeous and responsive models. When you go into the App Store, this is what you'll see. Let's take a look at the weather. This is your home page. You can go into settings to change the language. And then this is a really great feature. There's actually a handbook for this, and it's in all different languages. So if you click on the weather, I'm going to choose English. Um, it actually has some explanation around parts of the app. In the app, some directives for what you can do, how to dig in, and then it even gives you some discussion questions. So this would be a really great way to have some interaction with your child around the things you do in the app. And so this is very informative, 18 pages of information, questions that you can talk about. So if you have a child who's really interested in the weather, this would be a great feature to use in this app. Otherwise, you also can just play in the app. So what we have here is a scene that's all set up. Okay, so I can look here. I have some different options. This is actually a tagging button, so it'll actually label the item. So that might be really helpful for your child. I can actually change my language here. So notice this just changed it to Spanish. Let's get back to English. Whoops, scrolled right on by it. There we go. You can turn the sound off if you don't want the sound. The sound actually adds a nice element personally, I think. And you can then also change the colors that you have on the side here. Okay, so we'll leave it on a different color. So now I can click on different parts of my scene. I can turn the sun on and off. I can move the sun around. Any of these concentrated circles are areas where I can go in and look a little bit more. So this gives you a chance to kind of see the different aspects of what's going on with the weather. So I could click in here. This allows me the chance to show, what a tornado might look like. I can play with the tornado up here in the sky. I can actually click this to get it to increase. Okay. I can turn the lights on and off. I can, there are people, they're starting to leave because everything's getting bad. Okay. I can go back out by either clicking this in the corner, this little minus sign, or I can go back here if I want to pick a different scene altogether. Okay, so I'll go, oops, just kidding. All right, so I go back out here and I can change aspects of what's going on. So if I wanted to look here, this actually will show the impact of the sun on different areas. So I could actually put the sun over an area and then look at the impact of that. So when I go into this scene, I can do colder weather. So I can actually show you what happens when the temperature gets really cold with water. I can show you the impact of an animal, the difference between very cold and very hot. What happens to the flowers when it's hot? It even tells me they're wilted. Here they're actually going to be frozen. And I get condensation on the window. I can clear it off with my hand. Okay. So again, just very interactive. I can play with the different parts of it. I can look at some precipitation. So I can look at the impact of very cold weather on the scene and what's happening. The snowman will change its decoration. I can warm this up. Okay, so I can show what happens when it gets warmer. And then I have condensation. This is cool because it actually takes you inside of the cloud and shows you what's happening in the cloud. I really like it when you do the cold because inside the cloud, you actually can create snowflakes, which is very fun. And then you see the snowflakes falling. I can look at a hurricane type of situation. I can look at what's going on with the air and the water vapor. I can move into the house. I can actually turn up the situation so we see what a hurricane might actually do. Okay. We already looked at the tornado. Again, I can look into different clouds. So here I have a weather balloon. It's going to go up. We can actually increase our elevation, and then we can start learning about different types of clouds. There's the cumulus clouds. There's a cirrus cloud. think we can get the cumulus. The stratus should be in here somewhere. There's the stratus. So you can play with the different types of clouds. Okay, I can move my hot air balloons around. So again, just a really fun app to be able to play with and look at the interactions. So you could use this as just something fun to interact with and play, or you could use it as a learning opportunity depending on your child's interest. I hope you enjoy The Weather by Tiny Bob.